Oh hoi hoi, welcome, IceBirth, Spellstone. We're going to go do an event, Fortune's Favour. I knew that before it came up. I was going to say Fortune's Favour and then it came up. So it's a raid. It's a guild thing, so everyone in your guild participates. Well, no. You're supposed to have everybody in your guild participate. Is this laggy for you guys? It's crazy. What's going on? Wow. Okay, I'm going to assume that all the graphics are fine for you. So we hit them with our cards. We put cards out and they attack. Okay, you watch. See? Card, down, attack. So that's pretty much the gist of it. So sorry for the extra sounds. Well, not sorry, actually, I'm smoking just to explain it. If you're curious, crispies. Okay, so before I started recording, I think I was on 11 battles. So I started going through and I'd won 4 in a row and I thought, yeah, I'm going to start recording this. It's cool. Looks elite. This is the first one. I expected to lose it, to ruin the elite. But as you can see, my awesome prevails. Avians are going off. So there's an event with avians. Avians will mark a target for 30% of their attack. So these crow guys have got a 7 attack, so 30% rounded up is 4. So they hex something for 4, which means it takes 4 extra damage when it gets hit that round. Now it'll target something, the first creature it targets will stay on that creature until it dies. Every round it'll hex that same creature for that same amount. The hex doesn't accumulate or anything, it just gets refreshed. So my strategy here is to try and get as many of these crows down as possible, as early as possible, because they do that debuff to the enemy, a negative. I'm watching this and getting confused while I talk to you. Yeah, so by putting down a bunch of them quickly, if they manage to, at least 3 out of the 4 target the same target with their hex at the beginning, it can nuke the enemy quite quickly, as you're seeing here. Now the other bonus is having anything with bolt, right? Because hex, like that first card on the left there with the red one, it does bolt all cards, so it'll bolt every card there. I think that's unruined, so just for 4. But with a hex on a creature, it does 4 plus that hex amount. So if you get a few hexes out and then start dropping all of your bolt all cards, it can go sick. I've had one of these Doxim's mech slavers is ruined for an extra 6 bolt, so it's ruined for 6 bolt all, so it's got an extra 2. And when I say ruined, I mean it's had a rune added to the card to make it more powerful. Anywho, I've seen that during one event where I had a bunch of hex things out. It did a bolt all for 24, I think, on every creature on the board, just because of all the hexes that have been laid down by my hex all creatures. Yeah, good talk. Anywho, back to the story. Crowing it up, still jagging some good win here. It's all a matter of by this stage of the event, the enemy's really hard. It's PvE, obviously, but they get really difficult. And they're the cards you need to panic about, the vengeance cards, because suddenly my dual strike guys get nuked in 2 hits. But if there's enough of them out, and that's the point, you need to get as many avians out and have as few of them out as possible. That's the ideal goal, because then the chances of them all buffing the one target are higher. If you can get the enemy down to 1 and there's 4 avians out, that he cops all of their, because there's no one else to do it to. So he gets hexed 4 times. I wasn't putting in I've got some pretty cool avians, but they're all attack 6 or lower, except for 1, which means that their hex would only be for 3, and I don't find that worth it to use those cards in particular. The one that does have an attack of 7 has a card draw weight of 3, so I have to wait 3 turns before it becomes active. So I left them out and only put in the ones like that. Not the first guy, he's just a power monger, that dude, he slams down stuff. I think this is the one that I sort of got halfway through it and just started flipping out whatever card, wasn't paying attention because I thought I'd had it. I had it in the bag, but I think this is the one. Yeah, and I ended up getting nuked. So that first card there, he's a raptor. Now, he's one of the best cards in the game. He does empower and dual strike, so he'll empower himself and then empower himself again, and he does a dual strike every 3 rounds. But that double empower in the first instance can make him pretty strong first big hitter. And you can put him in the pack, but after a while, if there's a couple of cards out, he's not as powerful because you're not sure he's going to buff himself. He can buff, you know, my mage there that doesn't do jack. Yeah, this is the one. See, now I've only got 1 count left on the enemy before he drops another card, and I don't think I'll kill this 10 with my little mage going. He didn't even attack. Just look. But now I've got the other 1 count enemy crow up there, and I'm thinking, yeah, this isn't going to go well as soon as he pops. If I can't drop, no. If I had to drop that guy this time, but he does some weird stuff to everybody and goes berserk. It's 12-13 attack, like a boss. Yeah, it's all going to fall apart here, I think. That's the problem with the dual strike. Every other event that I can think of, and I'm sure there'll be people that correct me, every card that has dual strike, if it's relating to an event, and I mean like it has a bonus during an event, like Undead gets extra attack when they first become active, their attack gets doubled or something, as an example. I've always remembered every dual strike card getting the double that benefit. Whatever it be, whatever the buff is, the dual strike's always got that buff. Except for this one, I've noticed. I was really excited because I have so many dual strike crow guys, shadow daggers. But yeah, they don't hex twice. I had a pretty much full dual strike. I had 7 shadow daggers and 5 of these dual strike, pretty useless, but avians with attack 5. But I was, yeah, when it didn't work with the dual strike and the hex, I sort of dropped them and adjusted. So with these guys, I've noticed, look, I buy cards occasionally. I never buy refills for these events or anything. I don't find it worth it. The rewards just, it's not really worth it for me as a player. Oh, I lost this again. Owned. Yeah, but you want to try and control the enemy. So in the first instance, have a few control cards in your deck, and by control I mean cards that can freeze another card. Freeze is like on a lot of cards that don't do a lot of damage or have a high count before they can drop. But that duck I just dropped down, he freezes, but he also scorches, which is cool. So something gets frozen and the scorch multiplies in damage every time it gets hit again, so that can keep him in place if you've got enough freezes. So I've won a lot of fights that I didn't think I would just by having 1 or 2 scorches down at the start, and then having heaps of healers and support cards after that, like these Sage Tsunamis. They heal, freeze, and they're invisible to a lot of effects. They've got an invisibility of 2, meaning they'll avoid 2 of the enemy's targeted effects except an attack. So if you can pop a few of these guys, like here I've dropped a burner at the front, but he's down to 7 health. But the healer just dropped him up to 8. This guy's going to nuke him though, I think. Yeah, the enemy gets dual strike every 3 turns or 2 turns, or something, whether they have it on their card or not. Yeah, I don't think this goes well either. Oh no, it should. Yeah. So here it was a measurement of, do I drop the crow or that bolt all card? I mean the duck or that bolt all? Nah, it didn't work out. I'd have killed that crow, you stupid mythic loser. Defeat. Defeat. The hands. The torso. They all got decrushed. So the game's called Spellstone, and I'm in the guild. Get this. It's crazy. Stone spell. What? There we go. That's them. Say hi. Wait. Everyone thinks I'm a nut job, and they're excellent judges of character. Crow. Boom. Can he drop it in one hit? Oh, gets the hex. Double hex. Oh, yes. Nukes him. Ah, bugger. Okay, so this thing's got like Vengeance 9 or 7, so he'll only take it twice. But he's done his first dual strike, so he'll only hit once that time. Still at 6 health. He'll die the next hit. But because there's 3 guys out, 2 guys out, 3 guys out, if I can get them all to hex the same creature, yeah. Okay. Come on, guys, hex one guy so that he takes one massive chunk of damage. Yeah, Bolt All, take that. It's only got like Bolt All 2 or something, but it does extra damage with all the hex. And yeah, let's wrapping this one up. And onwards and onwards. So I'll leave you guys to it. I'm sure you're sick of hearing me. Enjoy. Let the game envelop you. Let it wrap around you, hold you, cuddle you, and tell you everything's going to be okay. And then pull your hair and slap you in the face and go, choke my hair, bitch. You choked my hair. What the fuck was that? Choking someone's hair. You're like, what are you doing? And you're going, die! You go, what, man, you crease my hair. Stop it. No, it's dirty. I don't know. I don't think that'd work. I'd like to retract the whole hair choking statement and idea and concept. It's really negative in a lot of aspects, and I don't think it would work. Alright, I said I was going, didn't I? Okay, so back into the action. Crow, crow, birdie, heal, bang, and let burn. Hey, I haven't had the sound effects on for this game since I started playing it. Annoyed me. Not annoyed me, I just turned it off traditionally at the start. I never really turned it back on. It's sort of too much in my face. I was listening to music at the time I played or whatever. It's just a mobile game, time filler sort of thing. And I had to turn it on to make recordings. I was listening to all these really cool sounds like Scorch. Sounds wicked cool. Yeah, but there's a Spellstone, if you're watching this, listen. There's a pinball, and I'm not hearing it at the moment for some reason, but there's a pinball sound, like ding ding. I think it's, I don't know, something, maybe a buff from the player's hero or something. But it sounds pinball-y and annoying. Take that out and I'll put my sound back up. Well, obviously I'll have it up for videos, but I'll put it back up. I'm sure that doesn't really mean much to you if I listen to it. Trust me when I say there are a lot of people that would really, really like to win Lotto. When you think about that, because I do a lot. Bolt all, bang, boom, finish. Finish it! Oh, finished him alright. This, again, doesn't look like it's going to go well. So we've got a healer down. He's too far down in the pack. He shouldn't be that close. He's going to get... he's not going to do any damage. Nah. Maybe, come on. If everyone hexes number 1 there in the middle. No. Okay. But... so she's going to get nuked. He's going to get nuked. It's very effeminate, my mage. Boom, bang, Stardust, twirly purple thing. Cool, Atlas the Ancient. He's a mythic card. Blue cards are epic. Purple is legendary. Legend. Wait for it. Dairy. And we're onwards. And the Atlas the Ancient guy, he's a mythic. And he used to be one of 3 mythics that were available in the game, but they've introduced 2 more since, which are available by sort of grinding levels. Yeah, as I said before, look, I buy cards occasionally, but I don't go crazy. I'll never buy out a deck and only buy shards occasionally when there's those sort of 60 shard sales for $5 or something. I don't go crazy with it, and sort of save them up, and just, if you like a particular card, like look at the stats, do the maths. This game is very rock, scissors, papers, if you know what I mean. Like, one thing that'll beat another thing will beat another thing, but it'll beat the first thing, and backwards it doesn't work. They'll all lose to each other, but one across the triangle will win or something. It's a really strange game. Like, Scorch beats armor for, I don't know, Pierce beats armor, for example, or barrier. Barrier beats bolt. Invisibility beats bolt. There's a lot of things. Rock beats scissors. Okay, last battle. I'll stick with you guys to the end. Why not? Sylvan Nidhogg. It's one of my favourite cards, that guy. A big guy. But he's a 4-cost card. These are the 2 avians I was telling you about. What did I do here? What was I doing? Alright, yeah, I put him in and took out the Dowager. That Dowager's a really powerful card. Only when it's getting hit though, and I don't really want to let these fights get to the point where I'm being hit. So I've got to have them quick, and that other avian I put down. Attack of 7, baby. Yeah, we're talking a hex of 3 or 7, 30% of 7, that's 0.7, it's 2, no, it's rounded up to 3, hex 3. But he also empowers all avians for 3, 2, 8, or 11, I think. But he's got an invisibility of 3, meaning he'll avoid 3 of the enemy's abilities each turn, except for melee, which is a strike.